following video was taken on September the 3rd of 2025 by a man named Craig. Craig was doing some construction work on his wife's grandmother's house, which was completely vacant and empty with no furniture. On the last day of construction, as he finished up working on the house, he noticed something in the corner of his eye. So he pulls his phone out to record and catches this. At the window, a pale grey hand can be seen looting the blinds, and then a tail figure peeks out that fall quickly hiding. Not sure how someone could have got in there right after he just walked outside. He rushes in to see who's there, but doesn't find anyone in the house or by the window. Now, after this incident, things would only get more intense and strange for Craig. Craig bought a simple camera for his daughter, and after about a week of taking pictures, he found a disturbing photo on it with no explanation. After showing the photo to Craig's mother-in-law, she's shocked and said it looks exactly like her grandmother, who passed away in the early 80s. It's not clear if this picture is responsible for the strange activity inside the house, but recently things have been getting worse. The reason I know it's not squatters because I've been working in the house about maybe 2.5, 3 months beforehand. And this was the last day of work in there. I just removed all my tools from the property. And when I say the house was empty, there was nothing. There was nothing in it. No furniture, no tools. I mean, that's nothing. It's an empty hunt. So seeing the blinds twitching from the corner of my eye is what made me go ahead and take the pictures that I did. I was actually trying to video it. But anyway, as soon as I've seen this, I entered the home again. Looked around in the closets, everywhere you think someone could hide. I mean, there's not many places, shower or whatever. Went in there, looked up in the attic, and there was nothing. And that was a hard thing to do, let me tell you. I would rather have found somebody in that house because it would actually give me answers. Right now I have no answers. Craig explains he has no clue what was lurking inside that house, but believes it may have been something paranormal, and he would rather have found an actual person inside the house instead, as he is now creeped out to enter the place. Many people think it could be something sinister imitating the grandmother, but until further updates, this one remains a mystery. By the pool. A woman named Lacey received a video from her sister late one night. Her sister and her little niece had just gotten a pool and had ordered some solar lights to light up the pool, so they can see it at night and use it in the evening too. So she decided to record a video of the pool showing how cool it looked to send to her sister Lacey when something strange is captured. Watch closely.
Yeah, there you on the
What looks like a white ghostly figure can be seen running around the farm. Yet the only two people there was Lacey's sister recording and her niece, who can be seen looking at the pool. Even stranger is that this figure seems to pass right through her niece. It wasn't until Lacey received the video that she noticed the ghost and pointed it out to her sister, who says she saw nothing there in person at the time. So is this a ghost caught on camera or something else? You judge. The storage unit. On August the 29th of 2025, a woman named Dawn was at her storage unit all by herself, moving some things around and sorting her stuff out since she's in the process of moving out, when all of a sudden she notices something chilling.
I have a storage. I don't keep I don't love it, Lord.
But you're telling me I don't see that. Oh, no. I don't know if it's just a family going in and out, but the fuck is that? I don't. No, I know y'all just see that, right?
I fuck.
From the corner of her eye, Dom notices what looks like a dark figure peeking out at her from the end of the hallway. At first, she thought it could just be a fan looting in and out, but after noticing it peeking out differently each time, she gets creeped out and leaves the place. After a few days, she has to head back inside to access her stuff, and she realizes there isn't any stationary fans at home.
And I'm honestly, I'm like, pleasure me. Bitch, I may be Lily and like, no. Fucking romantic us.
After checking the whole place is empty, she suddenly hears one of the roll-up doors opening or closing on its own, causing her to get freaked out and close herself in her own storage space for a long while before coming back out. Dom has no idea who or what this was. Daycare center. This next video comes from a woman whose mother runs her own daycare center inside her house, and was taken on September the 9th of 2025. On one day while the mother is looking after some of the kids at the center, one of them suddenly gets frightened and ends up scaring the rest of them. But this isn't the only strange thing that her security camera managed to capture at this time. What happens next left her utterly terrified. Watch closely.
On that, sir, that that is what I not other and yeah. Well, I first we have sheet yes lacquer, little. We have rugs and not the and all there to some the crook and a ravine yeah, baroque the release. Then I made but I unders y'all group you lay in a grim pencil hide that Barumbi young lap lam or a mouth was from whatever. Hockland, they verkschrada. What Rafa? Ein we he route out we ings. We were there ID had chopper us. We going down that's no. Oh, a treatly to fucking got a well their own girl labor stilat and germ karate a mate yields a is the hall the okay I love yeah laws was a Johnny good you like glide air files you like the don like that deed you know I dig terrence lame you rain glock and then dumb loose look, mom's I'm Svanner, already easy, Sally right is wrong and handed like the waste isn't these is I'm not as loved.
The boy can be seen completely spooked by something in the other room. Then seconds later, when the woman goes inside to check it out, the dig playhouse suddenly falls over all on its own, even though there aren't any children touching it or near it. Nobody had been able to explain what was going on, but after uploading the video, someone noticed something that makes this video all the more creepy. Take a look. You've saw that too, right? A pair of hands can be seen at the top of the room holding on above the outside of the door frame, before slowly retracting back into the room, right as the boy panics and runs out of it. After noticing all this, the daycare owner's daughter makes an update video explaining the situation.
It's one of the quickly hail exactly what it was that was scaring the little kid that my mom was watching. So pretty much the house, and obviously I saw that it fell, but
the other thing I wanted to point out was that it's pretty hefty, so it really doesn't make any sense that it would just fall on its own like that. This is the room. The crazy thing about this is that there was like marking up the top of the entranceway of like the doorway. And I guess in the video, you can see hands creeping onto the doorway. I don't really know what to make of that. I thought at first that it was like Uggs or something like that, but it looks almost like two hams that were thin on the top, like leading into this room, just like. But the main thing, and the reason that the little boy was screaming, is actually in here. Um, we have this covered up for a reason. Yeah, the little leg won't let up that. He's facing these nearest. We already had one to take it off our hands and take it off his marketplace. After questioning the boy, they found out that he screamed because he had seen a face in the vanity mirror, even though he was the only one in the room at the time. Ever since then, they have covered the mirror up with a sheet to avoid any of the kids getting scared again. They also decide to leave the child safety gate closed until the buyer from Facebook Marketplace comes to take the mirror off their hands. However, a few nights later, the daughter of the daycare notices the child's safety gate opening all on its own through the security camera. So she decides to go and check it out. That's creepy. Jerry, then. It's right here. Jerry, then. All right. Do it again. Open the gate. As she waits for the safety gate to open again, the sheet on the mirror suddenly pokes out by itself, catching her attention. Then, when she focuses on the sheet covering the mirror, she notices something even more terrifying. As she gets a little bit closer, what looks like indents or fingers can be seen pressing up against the cover, slowly getting clearer, which instantly scares the girl out of the room. And as we saw earlier, the only thing under the covers was the mirror itself up against the wall, which doesn't have any moving mechanisms, so nothing should move. But something clearly does. Now, after witnessing this horror for herself, she has now locked the door completely and shut the safety gate until the buyer comes to collect the mirror. Is that where they keep the wind plumb lumber of the tails for an house so they usually in the race at his V's? But as it stands, this creepy mystery has yet to be explained. Military base. A Russian urban explorer was wandering around a secluded area deep in the woods, very far out from any towns, when he happened to stumble across an old abandoned military base. So he decides to explore the old vicinity. Then as he does so, he catches something undeniably chilling. Типа фалка. Здесь ребята луковато, потому что здесь, блин, хуже этих волков, зверей всяких. Подходим, идем дальше. Смотрите, шо как. Вот, ребята, еще такой вот бункер. Территория очень большая. А здесь будет очень тяжело найти эти шахты. Так. Пошли. А вот здесь уже стрёмненько, ребята. И-то комнаты. As he pans around each room, he notices a creepy pale figure suddenly moving out towards him from one of the dark rooms. The Russian explorer quickly makes a run for it without turning back. After this, he decided to search up the history of the place and found out that many people died here horrifically in the past. But just who or what? Talk and tips of despair, white tea. Out of nowhere. In this next video, a man was driving home late in the evening after having a long day out. And on his way back home, he noticed something strange. So he checked his Cybertruck's dashcam and realized he wasn't imagining things. So he pulls his phone out to record it, and this is what he captured. Guys, look. There's no one here. No one in this corner. Just still, no way. Look at my left camera. As you can see from the front and left cameras, there is nobody anywhere near the side of the road. Then, as the car drives forward a little more, all of a sudden the man just appears extremely close to the car. And as he drives away, the man just stands there looking at him and signals with his hands. The video has gained over 3 million views in a short time, and it has left many viewers baffled. In another video, a man named Alejandro Gonzalez was taking his 2 dogs, Fanos and Zeus, for a walk around midnight, simply because he was too busy during the day. But this would turn out to be a big mistake for him. He decides to walk around a lake that they would usually visit when out of nowhere, his dogs begin to act strangely, as if deeply unsettled, and then they start barking frantically at something in the dark. Vamos. Primero vamos a ver. No quiero que se me llame de live. Aquí. Give yourselves up. Sit. Selves. Sit. Plakit ice. Oh. Get up. Get up. Benis. Sit. Geginnis. Sit. Get. Ring na verkamate. Zus. Aquí. Aquí. Tiginin. Aquí. Aquí. Commence porque está nervioso. Is this pure boredom? Or stabbing? Chimiste? Whoa, shit. Ayadway. Whoa. I ain't a British rajuk. It's about threat you. Whoa. Not bears no do. Got off him. Lua bo kiss your things, but I didn't have to Google battles no more. Ser both a level battles war so small personer little mappy was an active over a battle sword or the Nakis else row and then the grill of women that will grow your house. Zales not doing but Zales were kangaroo and Zeo road Joe with and ho jorb. They would have bounced the way of the affair so they had ice snizzer with a very high dead the bird, very dead body and darn and sing. Low Lord saying Sunday dance. Who that morning? Down map where one of the salad dead on. Get on. Oh, 6. Dead off. Girl day. Get away. Gallizing. Get off. Kisses. Get off. Alejandro sees a white figure which causes the dogs to bark and feel threatened. The figure slowly approaches him as he focuses on calming his dogs down. Luckily, as the figure approaches him, he suddenly turns back and lives away, back into the darkness, properly realizing that the dogs are ready. It may just be the darkness, but whatever this thing is, looks like it doesn't have a head. Could it just be some disturbed person? Many people believe it's La Llorona, who is often said to appear near a lake. But let me know what you think. On vacation. On September the 7th of 2025, a girl named Kini went on vacation to Mexico with a group of 3 friends. At some point during their stay in the hotel room, while the friends were having fun in the room together, Kini decided to take some photos of her 3 friends, in the dark with flash using a disposable camera. After returning home and looking over the pictures, she notices something horrifying. Standing in the bedroom behind the 3 friends, a creepy dark figure of a woman can be seen, as if shrouded in the dark. Upon looking closer, her facial features can be made out, but it looks really creepy. Kini explains that it was just her taking the picture of her 3 friends, and has no idea who or what